Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica and I have a hopefully very fun video for you today. If you like to talk about books and you like to talk about decluttering and you like organizing and you like looking at all the cool stuff you find when you clean your room. So if you watched my intro video, you know we're trying to move houses. And so I took this as a good opportunity to organize and go through and touch all of our things to make decisions on what needs to come with us to the new house and what could be donated or given away, or if it's trash, to throw it in the trash. Books happen to be one of my favorite things to buy and hoard. And unfortunately, I do not currently have enough space for everything. So some cuts had to be made. So I'm going to show you what books I am decluttering today, tell you a little bit about them, and the reasons I decided to let them go. Mostly they're books I have read and just will not get around to rereading, so I'm going to donate them and let someone else enjoy them. And then because I have no self-control, I also have 3 new books that I bought and now will have to pack. So I will show you what those are. Then hopefully you might have some ideas or some additions that you would like to put on your TBR. So first off, let's look at the books I am decluttering. First up is What to Expect the First Year. This one is no longer relevant because my child is 2.5. I actually read What to Expect When You're Expecting pretty religiously while I was pregnant, and then I had a baby, and then I didn't have any more time to read. So I actually didn't read much of this one, and you know, we just trial by fire during the first year because I didn't have enough time to read my book. So I'll let someone else pick that up. Next up, we have The Coldest Girl in Coldtown by Holly Black. Holly is the author of the Cruel Prince trilogy, which is one of my favorite series of books released in the last few years. If you like Holly as an author and you like vampires, you will enjoy The Coldest Girl in Coldtown. It is also a standalone, which is something I really enjoy because I don't have the time and stamina I used to have to follow a long series. So I do enjoy when I can find standalones that are really good. Oh, and this is young adult. Most of these are young adult. So buckle up. Next up, we have A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahira Mafi. This one, y'all, broke my heart. I cried at the end of this book, and I have not cried at the end of a book in a very long time. This one is about a Muslim girl in 2002, which, as we all know, is a year after 9/11. So it is pretty heavy, and it does deal with some sensitive topics. So you might want to take a look at that before you read if you think you might be sensitive to some of the things portrayed in here. You know, prejudice definitely. But it was so good. And it's so pretty. I might keep this one. I might be putting some back, but I don't know. But it was so good. Oh, it was so good. Next we have Just Listen, which is a Sarah Dessen book. Sarah Dessen, I've read a couple of Sarah Dessen books. She's a pretty solid young adult romance writer. This one was actually published, this is an older one. It was actually published in 2005, 2006. And so the reason I picked it up was because The Girls of Fall is set in 2005, 2006. And I kind of wanted to read the kind of books that were being published in those years and kind of bring myself back into that headspace. I did not end up finishing it. I finished The Girls of Fall before I finished this book for research. I probably won't go back to it just because, you know, I bought 3 new books and have other books to read. But if you like young adult romance, and I'm sure a lot of people, I don't know really anyone who hasn't heard of Sarah Dessen, but she's always pretty solid. But I'm going to donate this, let someone else enjoy it. Then we have Stories of Your Life and Others by Ted Chiang. This is actually a short story collection, and it includes a short story that the movie Arrival was based on, which is why I purchased it, because I watched Arrival and I really enjoyed it, and I didn't know it was based on a short story, but then I never got around to reading it. It's got dust on it. So I will declutter this one as well. It's kind of, I mean, if you know me, it's kind of out of my comfort zone of books that I read. I'm not sure how much romance is in this short story collection, so I will declutter that one. And then we have We Are Okay by Nina LeCoeur. It is a young adult novel about grief. It is also very, very good. So if you like that, I would highly recommend this book as well. It's pretty short as far as books go. I think it barely hits 250 pages, which is another thing I like. Unpopular book opinion incoming. I think a lot of the books being published today are entirely too long. So it is a short book, packs a big punch. Loved it. Love Nina. I have another book of Nina's that I'm not decluttering because I still want to read it. But excellent. Would highly recommend this one. Does I say it's young adult? It is young adult. Okay. Then we have The Best American Short Stories, edited by T.C. Boyle. This is from 2015, so it's a little outdated. I do not remember why I bought this. Because again, it's a little out of my comfort zone. You know, literary fiction short stories are not really what I'm really drawn to. But this was about when I started grad school, so I might have purchased it to read some contemporary short stories in preparation for grad school. But I didn't read it, so we're going to declutter it. Next up, we have Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. They did make a movie of this one. I'm sure you've heard about it. I did watch the movie. I have not read this book. I did watch the movie. So I probably have gotten everything that I need to from it. There was also some discourse about the way disability was handled in this book. I'm not going to speak on that just because it's not my area of expertise, and a lot of people smarter and more eloquent than I have written about it on the internet. So if you had any interest in reading this or watching the movie, you may want to check those out. Just, you know, in case you might be sensitive to those things, or want to find out what that discourse was about before you, spend your time reading or watching the movie. So I'm going to declutter it because I'm not going to read it. Last up on the declutter portion of this video, we have The Falconer by Elizabeth May. Young adult. Really pretty cover. This one was a good book. It is it is very light on the romance, and you all know I like my romance a little heavier. I'm not going to say anything else. So it is more, so there are a lot of books out there about the, that involve the fae and fairies and all that kind of good stuff. So I want to say the Falconer is more, it is truer to the, I want to say it's truer to the lore and the mythology about the fae and less about like the sexy fae. So if that's up your alley, you would like this. It's more about the adventure and the journey. And light on the romance. But some people like it that way. So if you like it that way, I would recommend the Falconer. Okay, so those are my books on decluttering. Not too big of a stack. Pretty decent. So let me show you the books that I bought. Now I rarely go into a book without knowing a whole lot about it, just because I watch BookTube and I am involved in book Twitter, and so I normally buy things because I've heard a lot of good things about them. I don't buy things because, I haven't heard a lot of good things about them, so I don't normally go into the bookstore blind, I would say. But I did go into the bookstore blind, and I picked up these 3 books. Don't know too much about them, but hopefully they will be good. But let me show you what they are. And they are all young adult. Sorry for anyone who does not read young adult. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so first up we have Bone Crier's Moon by Kathryn Purdie. That's a pretty cover. Haven't really heard anything bad about this, negative or positive. Oh, and it is a duology, and the other book is already out, which is good. I like a finished series. I like a short series. And it's got a pretty cover. So, we shall see. Bone Crier's Moon. Next up, chose this one because of the cover as well. We have House of Holo by Krystal Sutherland. Look at the cover. It's so pretty. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So this is a young adult fantasy, if you couldn't tell. So this is a young adult thriller / horror, maybe? Darkly seductive. This twisty modern day fairy tale. I like the darkly seductive part. I think it's about a set of 3 sisters who end up kidnapped, and then they come back and nobody knows why. So I think it starts like 10 years after they return, after they disappeared. And it's kind of short too. Not very big. I like it like a short book. So excited to read this one. I don't pick up a lot of thriller and stuff like that. Mystery thriller is not it is a genre I watch on TV, but it is not a genre I read through. I think because they scare me. They don't really scare me on TV, but in the written word, it scares me. But I'm pretty excited about this one. Modern day, darkly seductive fairy tale. And then, last, we have Fat Chance Charlie Vega by Krystal Maldonado. Look at that cover. Yay! So this is a young adult contemporary novel. Basically picked it up because the main character is fat, and we stan a fat main character in this house. So I hope it's going to be good. You don't, as I'm sure you all know, fat main characters are few and far between in fiction, as in TV, and sometimes, most of the time, they're not done very well. But I have high hopes for this book. I hope it's done well. I'm excited. I think Charlie Vega, I think her voice in this book is going to be a voice that I enjoy. So I'm pretty excited for this one. Yeah, coming of age as a fat brown girl in a white Connecticut suburb is hard. Harder when your whole life is on fire, though. So, fingers crossed. I think I'm going to enjoy this one. So, and it's pretty short as well. We like short books. Short and fast. All right. So that's all I have for you today. If you have any bookish opinions on any of these that you would like to share or want me to know about, please leave them in the comments. If you've recently done a book haul, please let me know what new books you've picked up. I always like to add to my ever-growing TBR list. Could be a long time until I get to them, but I think I'm going to read one of my new books next. I'm really trying to finish this one book I have. It's like 800 pages, and I'm like exhausted. I'm so tired. It's 800 pages. So I'm going to try to finish that come hell or high water. And then I think I'm going to pick up one of these two books that I bought. All right. That's enough ridiculous for me today. Hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time.